How's it going, everybody? This is Tamer Barricker, Dothr Outdoors. Ready to talk to you guys about something that's hitting me this year, and that is how to overcome a tough hunting season. This past season was one of probably the toughest seasons I ever had. I did kill a doe in archery season, but outside of that, it was a struggle. Now, it wasn't necessarily a struggle to see deer, it was a struggle to see the right deer. And the one day I did see the right deer, he was too far and my setup was off. So that was frustrating. I had located 5 shooters this year, and 3 of them got killed. They were all killed on private land. Now, 2 of the shooters were public. The other one was a small private parcel that got killed by the neighbor. But that's tough. As far as I know, my number 1 buck made it, the one that I did actually see from stand this year. So that's encouraging. So that leads to a couple questions, for me is, am I going to hold, am I still going to hold out for 120 plus? Now, 2 years ago, I did pass on 2 110s in bow season. This year, the biggest buck I saw within bow range was probably in the 90s, 90, 95 inches. So I didn't even have an in-range opportunity at a deer the size of the ones I passed on last year. For me, I hunt, unless I pick up a few properties this year, I hunt pretty much 80% public land, outside of a 25 and a 4-acre permission property. The 25 is where I had the one shooter that got killed. I'm still actually figuring that out. I'm thinking I will drop my Sooners for this year just to 110. I'm not saying I'm dropping just any legal buck or anything, but 110 is still a good buck for Pennsylvania. But I'm still going to go after, if assuming he's alive, I'm still going to go after that big 8 point that I was hunting. For any of you guys in the same boat, these are questions you have to answer for yourself. You have to decide, am I going to continue to, as a friend of mine says, go big or go home? Hold out for biggest buck in your area, or are you just going to hold it for a good buck in your area? Or are you going to drop it further? I would consider dropping it further if I had gone, 5, 6, 7 years without shooting a buck period. Then I would probably just want to get back on the board. But that's all personal preference, all up to the individual. I had some equipment failures last year. The bow I had last year failed on me twice. Never had happened to me before. 2 different sits. One sit I got cut short. The other sit I lost because of a string being knocked off. I did get a different bow, so that is good. But that's another thing too, is if you had a bad season, eliminate as many negative variables as you could, whether it was, because obviously like things like time. If you were limited on time and you're gonna be limited time this year, that might be something you're gonna have to deal with. But if there was an equipment issue, issue with a property you were hunting, something like that, make some changes. Make some changes to what you're doing. 2021, 2022, I had 2 years most guys in Pennsylvania would dream of. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying, I shot a 7.5-year-old 123-inch buck in 2021 in a doe and rifle season. And in 2022, I shot a 114-inch buck open air rifle that was also 7.5 years old, and 3 doe and archery season. Those are 2 great seasons, really good seasons. Now the 2021 buck was my number 2 target buck that year, so that was pretty awesome. The 2022 buck, I had one picture from the summer in a completely different area, but I found hot sign there and killed him that first day rifle. So after those 2 years, I made this decision to kind of quote unquote go big or go home, and it sent me home the last 2 years. It almost happened this year, that day, just too far in the pre-rut, so just too far to bow range. But it's not getting discouraged. I've already scouted that area this year, as you've seen in my, if you saw my latest scouting video, go back and check that out. I know that you saw the sign there. I know that area is going to be good again. There's going to be deer using it again. But there's still some new areas I want to look at and see, if I want to add to my arsenal or not, because you can never have too many spots. But it is important to narrow your spots down and focus on 4 or 5 of them, especially if you're hunting target bucks. But I know other people out there have had rough years, so don't be discouraged. It happens, especially when you're hunting tough properties like I am, and I know many people watch this video are as well. Keep grinding, scout your butt off this next 3 months. I mean, the weather does have us delayed here if you're in the north region for at least a couple weeks. But as soon as that ice is off those back roads, get out there, get as much intel as you can, and come up with a plan. Different hunting season, but last year I did have positive, did kill my first public land turkey, longbeard. That was awesome. So that was at least good. I'm gonna try to do that again this spring. So just stay positive, put in the work, and success will come your way. So good luck to you guys this following spring and fall, and keep grinding. Thank you for watching this Dual Throat Outdoors video. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more Dual Throat Outdoors content.